Very good morning to you, Internet. This is Mad Marty reaching out to you. And today I'd like to discuss the Olympia Tools Push and Roll 150-pound cart. 150-pound capacity, that is. And I bet you're wondering, Marty, really? You're going to do a review on a cart? Well, just hear me out for a sec. If you know anybody with disabilities, or if you know anybody that suffered injury recently, or if you're just an avid gamer and you like to take those figurines with you to the tournaments with your boxes of stuff, this might actually be a pretty good item for you. Truth be told, for many years, I have always had challenges moving stuff around in the house. Downstairs I got like a little hand cart to move laundry from washer to dryer and ironing board, and upstairs, and I've always had challenges with even open beverage containers. I can't pour a glass of Coke and take it with me to the living room for fears that I might spill it. I'm a little too wobbly when I walk and stuff gets sloshed around. Furthermore, hot bowls of soup, a hot pizza pan, moving even just full plates of food is kind of challenging for me. I only have one hand available to me at all times, so I'm always looking for more practical ways to live. And that's where this cart comes in, and I'm going to go over some pros versus cons regarding it. I do apologize, even though it's a beautiful day out, the wind is a little strong today, so it may be a little muffled from time to time, and I apologize for that. For starters with pros, once again, this is a 150-pound capacity. Each one of these trays is a 50-pound capacity tray. So, one thing I want to do a lot of this summer is I want to do some more barbecuing, and I want to do some smoking of meat. So maybe I can have my meat here, my ingredients here, and then some beverages down on the bottom if I get bored. And or I get grocery deliveries, a 40-pound bag of dog food. I might be able to stick on the cart here, or maybe that 25-pack of water or 24-pack of water. It's not very practical for me to move that kind of stuff around independently, especially if it's not shaped. Again, you only have one arm available at all times, so having it on a cart will be easier to move groceries inside when I get a delivery. So once again, 150-pound capacity, plenty of capacity for a guy like me. Furthermore, with me being and my height's always debatable, I just say 5'7" for the give or take, if I'm standing completely straight. But it's just tall enough for me to almost have it be almost a TV tray. I'm more likely to keep it to the side of my chair and, kind of fish my plates and my drinks off of it that way. But it is a very serviceable cart, and it's more sturdy than some of those other TV trays out there that you see. And also, furthermore, the construction of the unit is hard plastic and the rods are metal, so it's fairly durable. Pretty sturdy unit. The casters wheels on the bottom there have locking mechanisms. That's not something that I would use personally, but it is something that may be of use to somebody out there. And one of the reasons why I went with this model is because it's the collapsible unit, and I did do a separate clip of me collapsing the unit, which we'll go to now. Okay, a little bit of bonus footage. I'm not sure if I'm going to put this in the video, depending on how embarrassing this is. We're going to try to fold this up and see if I get some practical footage of it. Sorry, I kind of went with the wrong angle here, but basically all I did was pull this little latch up. Each of these sides folds down. Like that. So, didn't take me as long as I thought it would, but as you can see, it's can be a potential pinching hazard. So make sure you're kind of careful with messing with this thing. And once again, look at that. Pretty handy and rolling around. So, works for me. Anyway, so with this latch here, again, when you pull it up, the unit will collapse, and makes it for easy storage. You know, I don't want to have this thing extended in my kitchen at all times. So, you know, when I'm not using it, I can go ahead and fold it up and put it on the side of the fridge. So all in all, some very good pros with the unit. Now we'll go ahead and get to the cons. As demonstrated in the actual folding process clip, this is a little bit of a pinching hazard, so you have to be very careful when you're pushing down or you're trying to fold up the unit, because especially on these middle sections of the cart, you push it down the wrong angle, your finger get caught in there and you can rip some skin off real easily. So just kind of look out for that. Probably the most significant thing is you have to be very careful, especially if you're giving this to somebody. You have to be very careful to have this latch properly secured whenever you use it. If it is not secured, the cart could try to fold and collapse on itself during use. That could actually be very dangerous to somebody that is prone to falling, and trust me, that's something people don't want. So make sure this latch is secure, because it's just flat dangerous. And other than that, it's a pretty safe unit to use. Remember, when it is folded up, you can roll it around pretty easily, but it is not sturdy enough for real support. If you do walk with assistance, make sure that you're using your trusty quad cane or your walker at all times, or you know, just make sure. Everybody has their own different level of independence when they're dealing with injury or disability or tournament running, whatever. So just make sure you find a way to kind of coexist with it, and it should work out pretty well. Another con about this particular unit is that it's not really all that cheap if you're on a budget. This thing, you can get it at Walmart or Amazon. It runs about $100. Not a big deal to some, but a big deal to others. So if you happen to know somebody that could really use this, but maybe they're on a budget crunch or something, it might be a pretty good gift to give. So you know, $100 is a little bit more than I'm wanting to spend on something like this. But having said that, I don't remember actually getting it. Maybe it was an impulse buy, or whatever. But one last thing I'd like to demonstrate, I might edit the clip a little bit. We'll see how this goes. But I'm going to stand up for a moment. I'm going to go ahead and, I don't need my cane for this, but I'm going to go ahead and just kind of move it around. As you can see, pretty easy to use, pretty stable. And coming on back here, look at that. That is open beverage. And finally, I get to move around with open beverages. I can, if I want to buy a 2-liter bottle for the first time in 5 years for myself, I can actually drink a cup of beverage without drinking the entire bottle. Oh, that's great. But again, with me wanting to do more barbecuing outside this year, it'll be a great way to get stuff to and from the kitchen. So there you have it, the Olympia Tools 150-pound capacity cart. That is my phone, but I don't care. Finally, I just want to say one last thing. Thanks for tuning in to this video, and if hopefully you found this practically useful to somebody, for somebody out there. But once again, this is Mad Marty reminding you to do what's responsible, avoid what's irresponsible, make the most of what you got, and get respect. Mad respect. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.